we ready? Okay. My name is Daniel Gonzalez. I'm supervisor here for Project Bravo. I'm going to be one of your trainers today for Roma. I'm doing this as a practice session. I'm trying to get certified to be a Roma trainer. Okay. Along with me is going to be training you Jose Macias, who's also in the process to be certified as a Roma trainer. And then we have Marisela Montenegro, who's a certified Roma trainer. Just to remember, you the backgrounds are going to the right, going to the right, and then to the left. Okay. On the hall, please your cell phone put it on mute or vibrate, or please shut them down. The training is going to be the whole day. And now that I'm with my introductions, I would like to hear from you guys, so you can introduce everybody else, please.
Good morning, I'm Rosalie Montoya. I work with Project Bravo, and I recently got hired 9 months ago, so I'm glad to be part of the team. Thanks.
Hi, good morning. I'm Pat Macias. I've been with Project Bravo for a year, and let's see to say, what else? Next.
I'm Donna Chavez. I just recently got married. And then I've been with CSA. I've been here since February.
My name is Martha Ochoa, and I've only been here about as long as she has. And I'm a receptionist, and I'm the leader.
My name is Alexa Flores. I've been with Project Bravo for a year, and I work in the Westside Center.
Miss Mary McIntyre. I work at the Eastside Center. I'm the center secretary. This October I'll be here 3 years.
My name is Delina Martinez. I've been here for 2 years next month. I work at the Learning Center.
And just for the Philippines, I've been here for a year.
Gabby Marquez, I'm one of the case managers. I've been here since February.
Good morning. My name is Marco Antonio Rose. I'm a case manager. I've been here a year, 2 months, the same as Ms. Puentes.
Just for you guys to know, the National Peer-to-Peer Roman Training was originally founded by the OPS with support from a state agency and association, and developed by the CAA, which is a community action agency of PA, and the Center for Applied Management Practices for Standardized Roma across all CAA and the everyday contractors. This is not on your book. Just for you to know. Not on the book then.
It's not in the book?
No, but I just mentioned it.
It's on the other.
Yeah. So you all have an agenda, which is dividing you guys models that we're going to be going through and when you're going to have breaks. We are starting actually a little bit early, so hopefully that will help us either to have a bigger lunch or have the breaks earlier, or probably early. If that's the case, but I cannot guarantee it. Okay. You already worked on the 10 questions. We're not going to review them right now. They're going to be reviewed at the end of the day. So now that you have your book, you go to the number 4, that table of contents is going to give you how the day or what we're going to be going through today. So you have your table of contents, your 10 questions. You have your Module 1, which is History. Module 2, which is Mission and Community Assessment. You have Module 3, Developing Results-Oriented Plans. Module 4, Implementing the Plan. Module 5, Measuring Performance and Establishing Standards. Module 6, Observing Achievement of Results Using Outcomes Scale and Matrices. Module 7, Managing Performance and with a logic model, and Closing. You also have some appendices on the book at the end, which giving you a little bit extra information on what we're going through today. Any questions? No? So you guys are ready. We're starting with the first module. Everybody loves history, right? Okay. So let's begin. So, as you all remember, we asked you to do this timeline from the 60s to the 2010s, and we asked you about your life, the CAA, and the book. Okay, I'm going to try to make connections with what we're going to the history right now. So, in 1964, that's where everything began. At that moment, Lyndon Johnson was our president, and he has the war on poverty. That's when he started. He's the president that started to stop the poverty in the United States at the moment. So in that day, the Congress passed the 1964. The Congress passed the Economic Opportunity Act, establishing and funding the community action agencies and programs, which actually somewhat we probably started funding. That's when we're starting the community action agencies. Project Roll is one of the community action agencies that came from that fund, from that act. Sorry. Also, the Civil Rights Act was passed, and the Head Start program started. Okay. In the 1970s, we started the mission and the model for what we have right now. The issuance of the OEO Instruction 1620 established the mission and the model, family, agency, and community of action. Community action. Can somebody help me to read the next paragraph?
To stimulate a better focusing of all available local, state, private, and federal resources upon the goal of enabling low-income families and low-income individuals of all ages in rural and urban areas to attain the skills, knowledge, and motivations and secure the opportunities needed for them to become self-sufficient.
That's a statement they're using to identify the focus on family. We need to help and assist our families with part of our moment. And can somebody help me with the next statement? Thank you.
That this is the CAA of primarily catalytic mission to make the entire community more responsive to the needs and interests of the poor by mobilizing resources and bringing about greater institutional sensitivity. CAA's effectiveness, therefore, is measured not only by the services which it directly provides, but more importantly, by the improvements and changes it achieves in the community's attitudes and practices toward the poor, and in the allocation and focusing of public and private resources by anti-poverty purposes.
As you see, they not only want us to focus on family, they also want to see what we're doing with the community. What are we helping also to help the community address any other issues that we have on family wise? Can somebody? Thank you. Yes.
In developing its strategy and plans, the CAA shall take into account the area of greatest community need, the availability of resources and its own strengths and limitations. It should establish realistic, attainable objectives consistent with basic mission established in this instruction and expressed in concrete terms which permit the measurement of results. Given the size of the poverty problem, its own limited resources, the CAA should concentrate its efforts on one or two major objectives where it can have the greatest impact. Agency.
So the agency level, what the mission and model is going to was. So from 1964 to the 70s, the emphasis of the model is family, community, and agency. Moving to the 1970s, which a lot of you guys were born, some of you, a lot of you were in the 60s. In 1973, Nixon put a zero budget for the CAPs. So therefore, the Economic Act was terminated because there was no more funding. But instead, in the 74, it was replaced with the Community Service Act of 1970, which is, it was just a change of name, but mostly everything stayed the same. While the name of the legislation was changed from Opportunity to Service, the mission and the purpose of the funding remained unchanged. Again, they just changed the name, but everything remained the same. General Ford, under the Department of Health, Education, and Welfare, with the Community Service Administration, which was the agency that is supervising now the Community Service Act. Okay? Questions? We're good? In 1981, that's when the block grant change of relationship. And this year, the community service block grant was passed. That's one of the funding that the Project Bravo is using for part of our services. Okay. These change the relationship between the local agencies and the federal government. So the state offices were now installed as recipients of the block grant funding and therefore as intermediate for local community agencies. So what's going on now is that federal government is sending the money to the state and the state is divided within the state and they're the one regulating our funding. So again, well, the relationship was changed between the federal and the state and the community. The mission and the purpose of the legislation has not changed. It still remains the same. So we can go to page number 4. In 1993, we started doing measurement and accountability. So in these years, the Congress passed the Government Performance and Results Act. The purpose of these acts are to improve federal program effectiveness and public accountability by promoting a new focus on results, service, quality, and customer satisfaction, and to help federal managers improve service delivery by requiring that they plan for meeting program objectives and by providing them with information about program results and service quality. So we're starting to have this process of providing how effective are we being on delivering of services to the state. Part of the points that were regarding the expectation of the Act is that we establish performance goals of what we're doing. The goals need to be objective, quantifiable, and measurable. We need to describe the operational process, the skills, technology, and the human capital, information, and resources that we're using to perform the goals. We need to establish performance indicators. We need to compare the actual results with the established performance goals that we have established. And we need to describe the means to be used to verify and validate measure values. So this is how we're starting all this process. In 1994, if someone can read the first paragraph in the on helping.
The 1984 amendment to the CSPG Act specifically mentioned as a requirement for CSPG eligible entities to provide outcome measures to monitor success in 3 areas: promoting self-sufficiency, flexibility, and
The room will have 6 national goals. The MATF, which is the Monitoring and Assessment Task Force, produced a national strategic plan and the 6 national goals for community action that specifically address the 3 areas in the 94 and the agency goals, which are right here. Someone can help me with the first goal?
Low-income people become more self-sufficient. Family.
Okay, read goal number 2. Thank you.
Conditions in which low-income people live are improved.
Partnerships among supporters and providers of the service of low-income people are achieved.
Agencies increase their capacity to achieve results.
Thank you. Goal number 6.
Low-income people, especially vulnerable populations, achieve their potential by strengthening family and other supportive systems.
You notice how this is focusing on improving family stability, self-sufficiency, collaboration and partnership, and developing capacity to achieve results. The SEALS goals provide the framework while we actually that is conducted on the CNA. This is how we perform in our duties here. This is how we base what we do. In 1994, going to the next page, we'll start the introduction to ROM. The MATF and the Office of Community Services developed its own management and accountability practices. The MATF recommended a system to be knowledge result-oriented management and accountability for ROMA. ROMA was defined as a performance-based initiative designed to preserve the anti-poverty focus of community action and to promote greater effectiveness among state and local agencies receiving community services block grant funding. So this is when we started working with ROMA, but it was voluntary. We didn't have to do it. Any agency could do it on their own, or it was voluntary basis. They didn't have to actually have peace in ROMA. In 1996, we start, which is next page number 7. We start the Roma applying the framework. Joseph Wallace created a logic model. So in the 1970s, we start using his Roma as a tool, part of the logic model that we have. So, according to the OCS guidance from 1986, Roma is a framework for merging traditional management functions with a new focus on accountability. It is a common language for CAAs to use to respond to the Government Performance and Results Act of 1993, which requires that federally funded programs demonstrate measurable outcomes. Roma incorporates the use of outcomes results into the administration, management, operation, and evaluation of human services. Local CSAs were asked to focus on the achievement of outcomes in addition to the traditional counting of clients and units of services. This is how your logic model looks. So throughout the day, we're going to be working on our own logic model, so you can see how the processes of how we do them out. It is encompassed of your mission, your needs, the activities that you're doing, your outcome indicators, your results, how you're measuring, how you're gathering the data, and how frequent are you getting the information and the results that you're getting after everything that you have done. Okay, so let's go to page number 8. In 1998, the reauthorization of the CSBG Act. This is the last time that it was reauthorized, and we have been operating on the result and the resolution since then. Okay. Congress enacted the 1980 reauthorization of the CSBG Act to include language to mandate implementation of a comprehensive performance-based management system across the entire community. Roma was identified as this system. In 1998, reauthorization required outcome reporting from all CAAs and CSBG eligible entities beginning October 1st, 2001. In 2001, we started the direction from OCS from the first mandatory report. This was created to the information memo IM49. In this IM, state offices and CSBG eligibility entities were provided with guidance regarding the implementation of Roma and core activities to assist them in preparing the mandatory performance report. The 6 national Roma goals reflect a number of important concepts that transcend CSBG as a standalone program. The goals convey the unique strengths that the broader concept of community action brings to the nation's anti-poverty efforts. We'll go to page 9 now. So we're starting directly from the LCS to the first mandatory report. Focusing our efforts on applying community organizational change, not particular programs or services. As such, the goals provide a basis for results-oriented, not process-based or program-specific plans, activities, and reports. Can someone help me read that shadow box?
Let's not focus on program-based delivery systems, but rather see how programs work together within the agency of promotion needs, not just to provide units of service. The effectiveness of CAAs is measured by the positive impact on the plan, resulting from participation in one or multiple programs of the CAA. CAAs work to improve their community as well as their own agency management processes.
As you can notice, and it's not just doing the services, what else we can do to improve the services for the client and how we're helping that on the community, and how those efforts are also helping the agency to get better on the services that we provide. The emphasis on the interdependence of family, agency, and community levels whose effectiveness depends on sound agency management. We need to take this into account. This is how we're working since we established Roma. Okay? Establish that CAAs work best in partnership with other community-based organizations, that CSBG funds are used to leverage other resources, and that all activities and outcomes of CAAs, whether funded by CSBG or other resources, are reported. Again, we are focused on the original purpose of our network, which is family, agency, and community. We're staying on the same levels of the national level. We'll go to page number 10. In 2005, we started the implementation of the National Indicators of Community Action Performance. These reporting systems were established in New York, in Missouri, and Minnesota, and the Pennsylvania Family Agency Community System, which was adopted by several other states. the national performance indicators are the ones that we're using to report what we've been doing in the agency. Okay, that's what we use to report and what programs are being affected or what we're doing to assist the community. The mandatory performance reports of OCS include national performance indicator data as official year 2005. That's when we started using these indicators. The NPAs are a result of long history of data reporting. These are common indicators across the nation and help to aggregate data of the most universal and significant CSBG results. Again, this is what helps us gather the information on how successful some programs are being, or actually what the agency is doing to help that community, the family, and the agency. Okay. So we go to the page 206, on the page 11. Okay, that's when we start the Roma cycle. Okay. The Roma cycle was developed by Jacobi and Moni, and it's always going. It's never going to stop. Okay? We start with the assessment, then we do the planning. After we have planning what we're going to be doing, we start the implementation, which is the service and strategies that we're using. Then achieve the results, how we're doing, then evaluation, we analyze our data, and then we start again. Not because everything is working right now, it means it's ongoing. Yes, ma'am.
What do you mean by it's never going to stop?
Because you keep reviewing what you're doing. You keep doing. If something's not working, then when you get to evaluation, you need to decide if what you're doing at the moment is effective, if the information that you gather is actually is backing up what you're stating. You're solving the issue.
So then you would reassess.
You would reassess and then you start a whole process again.
So you reassess and create other goals.
You'll go again. That's a cycle. It's going to keep going. You're not going to stop. Even when you stop, you're done. You may have another issue that is coming from what you already did, so you're starting again assessing and planning, implementing, and doing the whole process again. Okay? So we go to page number 11. So in 2009, the Obama administration did not focus on reports.
Page 12.
12, sorry. In January 2009, OMB issued a Performance Progress Reporting Form, PPR, a standard government-wide performance progress reporting format which is used to collect performance information from recipients of federal funds. The recipient must submit the PPR cover page of any forms with the federal agency required as specified in the award terms and conditions. The Roma logic model is included in the PPRC. The progress report. In 2011, a new strategy for excellence started, which most of you guys started working with Project Grow. I'm one of them too. In 2011, one of the key elements for the new strategy is that we need to emphasize on place-based services, increase accountability for performance, and have evidence-based practices to achieve results. Also, this have led to a new strategy approach to extremely to the CSBG resources that will encourage interoperability among them. OCS developed a national plan that includes the following four priority areas: performance management and data, which is what help us with the creation of Roma, which we're using, and the national performance indicator. Governance and legal technical assistance, risk mitigation and quality assurance, and essential support. So, as you can see, this is your first model. We have gone to Roma has set the principles and practices, teaming for a rich history. It has moderated standardized reporting outcomes. NPI is a part of the reporting tool that we use and achieving outcomes includes a full range of Roma management and accountability activities. We will focus on performance measurement, which is the results. Questions?